Good morning, all. Let us see the first chapter of Engineering Mathematics 3, that is complex number. So, uh, I think the this complex number, basic concepts of this complex number you have studied in 12th standard. But still, we will see the revision of the basic concepts of this chapter complex number. So let us see the definition of complex number. So complex number can be expressed as in the form of x plus iy, where x and y are the real numbers and I is called imaginary number, and where I has the some specific value, that is I equal to square root of minus 1. Again, as x and y are the real numbers, but in complex number definition, or in complex number concept, the x is called a real part of z. So z means complex number can be represented as the one letter, that is z also, and it is also expressed in the form of x plus iy. So we can write z equal to x plus iy. So here x and y are the real numbers. I is imaginary number having value square root of minus 1, and we have written z is equal to x plus iy, and in complex concept, x is called real part of z and y is called imaginary part of z. Imaginary means, why imaginary called? Because this y coefficient is multiplied to I, and I is your imaginary number. Hence, the coefficient multiplied to I, that coefficient y is called imaginary part, and without I term, that is called real part of z. So hence this is your definition of complex number, z is equal to x plus iy, and real part of z, x is called real part of z, so it is also written in the short form, that is re of z, that is real part of z, and y is called imaginary part of z, that is im of z. So this is your definition. Then the next point is how to represent the complex number in xy graph. Complex number is that complex number is in the form of x plus iy. So how we can represent this number, this complex number in xy graph? So that is your geometrical representation of complex number. So geometrical representation of complex number is in the form of xy graph. So that diagram in which we are representing the complex number, that diagram is called Argand diagram. So complex number can be viewed as in the two-dimensional Cartesian coordinate system. Two-dimensional means x-axis and y-axis graph. That is z is equal to x plus iy. This complex number is represented as the point xy. So how to represent the complex number in xy graph? So the complex number is in this form, z is equal to x plus iy. So this is your complex number. And how to represent this number in xy axis or in xy graph? So take the real part x and imaginary part y and take its point, that is xy point. So that xy point is your complex number. So this is the diagram, Argand diagram, and this is the point we are represented in the xy axis, that is your complex number. So here in Argand diagram, x means the distance from origin, y is the distance, this is your y distance, this is your x distance, and then in this Argand diagram, the xy axis have the values x equal to r cos theta and y equal to r sin theta in the form of polar coordinates. R and theta are the polar coordinates. So r means the distance of this point from the origin, and theta is the angle between the x-axis, that is positive x-axis, this is your positive x-axis, and the line joining the point from the origin. So this angle is your theta and this is your r value. So x can be written as x is equal to r cos theta and y equal to r sin theta. So these are the values of xy in the polar form. So this is your geometrical representation of complex number. So next is complex number in the polar form. So we have the notation z is equal to x plus iy. So this is called Cartesian notation. Cartesian means in the form of xy letters, that is z is equal to x plus iy. This is your Cartesian form of complex number. So next is we can represent the complex number in the form of polar coordinates. Polar coordinates means r theta coordinates. So let z is equal to x plus iy. This is your Cartesian form. X and y are the Cartesian coordinates. Hence z is equal to x plus iy. This form is called Cartesian form. Then how to write this Cartesian form or this complex number into polar form? So here z is equal to, put the x and y values in this complex number. So x value is r cos theta and y value is r sin theta. So put these two values in this complex number. So we have z is equal to r cos theta plus I into y value is r sin theta. Take r common, so r into cos theta plus I sin theta. So z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. So we are representing the complex number z in the form of r theta variables, and this form is called polar form of complex number z. So this is your Cartesian form because xy are the Cartesian coordinates, and this is your polar form because r theta are the polar coordinates. So here by using Cartesian form and polar form, we have some result, that is squaring and adding these two equations, x equal to r cos theta and y equal to r sin theta. So take this square separately, x square equal to r square cos square theta, y square equal to r square sin theta, and add these two equations. So x square plus y square equal to r square cos square theta plus r square sin square theta. Take r square common, in bracket we get cos square theta plus sin square theta, and that value is 1 by the formula, trigonometric formula. So we have x square plus y square equal to r square. So here we get, as in this organ diagram, we have x value is r cos theta and y value is r sin theta. That is the xy values in terms of r theta variables. And now by squaring and adding these two equations, we get the r value as r square is x square plus y square. So r value is square root of x square plus y square. So this is the standard formula for r equal to square root of x square plus y square. These are the two formulae for Cartesian coordinates, that is x and y coordinates in terms of polar coordinates, that is r theta. And similarly in the reverse we can get r theta values in the form of r theta in terms of x and y. So here we get, by squaring and adding these two equations, squaring we squared separately x square equal to y square equal to, and then add these two equations. Left side addition is equal to right side addition. So we get r square equal to x square plus y square. So from this we get r equal to square root of x square plus y square. Then what is the theta value? So here theta is, for finding the theta value, take the division of these two equations, y upon x. So from these two equations, y upon x equal to, put the value of y here, r sin theta upon x value is r sin theta equal to sin theta upon cos theta, that is tan theta. So we get tan theta equal to y by x, that is theta equal to, take this tan on left side, so tan inverse of y by x. So this is the value of, or the second formula of theta equal to tan inverse y by x. So these are the standard formulae you have to remember. So these two values for these two formulae for xy coordinates in terms of r theta coordinates, and these are the two formulae for r theta coordinates in terms of xy coordinates. So xy equal to r cos theta, r sin theta, and r equal to square root of x in reverse, r equal to root x square plus y square, and theta equal to tan inverse y by x. So these two formulae, or these four formulae, we have to remember to use in the further examples or to solve the examples. So these are the important formulae. So here in this formulae, r is called modulus of z. This r letter is called, in complex definition or complex concept, this r is called modulus of complex number z, or you can write modulus means this is your notation of mod value. So r equal to mod z. So this is again in the notation form. So r is called modulus of z, that is r equal to mod z, and this theta is called argument or amplitude of z. Theta is your angle, this is your angle, and this r is your distance. Theta is your angle, and this angle theta is called argument of complex number z or amplitude of complex number z. So these words also we have to remember. And in short, the argument of z or amplitude of z is denoted by arg of z or amplitude of z, that is amp of z. So these are the notations. So this is your definition complex number, then geometrical representation of complex number in the xy graph, that is this is your x plus iy is your complex number. So take the real part and imaginary part, and this xy point is your complex number. That xy point, that point is your complex number in the xy graph. So complex number, this complex number can be represented in xy graph as a point. Then z is equal to x plus iy. This is your Cartesian form of complex number. Then polar form of complex number is z equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. So for that we just put the values of x is equal to r cos theta and y equal to r sin theta in this complex number representation, and by taking r common we get the polar form. So in Argand diagram we have the formulae xy formulae in terms of r theta, and by using these equations, by squaring and adding these two equations, we get r and theta formulae. And this r specifically called modulus of z, or in the form of notation r equal to mod z, and theta is called argument of z or amplitude of complex number z, and in short the notation is arc of z or amp of z. So next, this is your first representation of complex number in Cartesian form. This is your second representation of complex number in polar form, and next we will see the exponential form of z. Exponential means the definition or the formula contain the e raised to term. So here we have e raised to I theta equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. So this is your trigonometric general formula. As we have the formula sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1, then double angle formula, triple angle formula. Similarly, we have the this formula also for in the trigonometric functions, that is e raised to I theta we can write as in terms of cos theta and sin theta, that is cos theta plus I sin theta. So this again the new formula you can say, remember this. So here cos theta plus I sin theta value is your e raised to I theta. So put this cos theta plus I sin theta for formula or this value in this polar form. So we have z equal to r, write r as it is, and this bracket replaced by e raised to I theta. So we get z equal to r, this bracket is nothing but e raised to I theta. So z is r e raised to I theta. So this is your exponential form of complex number z. So these are total 3 forms of complex number. This is first in Cartesian form, z is equal to x plus iy. This is second, z equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta, that is polar form. And this is third, z equal to r into e raised to I theta, that is your exponential form of complex number. So in solving the examples, many times we have to use this Cartesian form and polar form. A few examples are there in which we have to use the exponential form, or you can use to solve the examples, you can use exponential form or polar form also. Any form you can use. Next concept is equality of complex number. So here two complex numbers are said to be equal. That is, suppose two complex numbers z1 equal to x1 plus iy1, z2 equal to x2 plus iy2. We are taking the Cartesian form of complex numbers. So these two complex numbers are said to be equal if their real parts are equal and imaginary parts are equal. So real parts are equal means x1 should be equal to x2. These are your real parts of complex number. x1 is real part of z1, x2 is real part of z2. So these two real parts should be same. So real parts should be same, x1 equal to x2, and imaginary parts also same. That is, y1 is your imaginary part of z, y2 is your imaginary part of z2. So these two should be same. That is, y1 should equal to y2. So two complex numbers are equal if their real parts are equal and imaginary parts are equal. So next formulae are, or next concept is how to find the r theta values quadrant wise. So in this is your xy graph. So this is your first quadrant. In first quadrant, the xy values are always positive. That is, you can write xy point as plus value and plus value. This is your first quadrant. In second quadrant, x value is negative because this is your negative axis, this is your positive y axis. So x value is in at the first position. So x value is negative, y value is positive. In third quadrant, both the xy values are negative. This is your negative x axis, negative y axis. So all the points are having negative signs. So x value is negative, y value is negative in third quadrant. And in fourth quadrant, positive x axis is there and negative y axis is there. Hence the point will be positive x value and comma negative y value. So how to find this is the signs for xy values or signs for points in first quadrant, second quadrant. That is, quadrant wise we have seen what are the signs for xy, or what are the signs for points in each quadrant. So how to find, so the next the main concept is how to find the r theta values in first quadrant, second, third and fourth quadrant. So there are some formulae. So in first quadrant, r value is this, that is your formula, square root of x square plus y square, and theta is tan inverse y by x. Both are the formulae we have seen in on this page, r theta values. So in first quadrant, r value is this, theta value is this. So suppose let us assume this theta value, that is this formula, is equal to alpha for sake of further formulae, to find the further formulae. In second quadrant, r value is same, or r formula is same in the second quadrant, in the third quadrant also, and in the fourth quadrant. So in every quadrant, r formula doesn't change. So the r formula remains same in every quadrant, first, second, third and fourth. In any quadrant, r formula is same. So r equal to square root of x square plus y square. same formula is there, same formula is there, and same formula for the fourth quadrant. But theta values are different for each quadrant, or theta formulae varies quadrant wise. There are different formulae for theta in each quadrant. So in first quadrant, theta value is, or theta formula is tan inverse y by x, that is you can say as alpha. Then in second quadrant, theta value is pi minus alpha. Alpha value is this. So theta value in second quadrant, pi minus alpha means pi minus tan inverse y by x. So this is your to remember the formulae, remember in this notation, alpha notation. So in second quadrant, theta value is pi minus alpha. In third quadrant, theta value is pi plus alpha. In fourth quadrant, theta value is 2 pi minus alpha. So in each quadrant, there are different formulae for theta. So how to remember? As the R formula is same for each quadrant, it is easy to remember. But how to remember the theta formulae? Because there are 4 formulae for theta quadrant wise. So here in this first quadrant, theta is alpha, that is tan inverse y by x. This is fixed value for alpha, tan inverse y by x. In second quadrant, this is your line. In mathematics or engineering mathematics 1, we have studied the curve tracing chapter. In that we have seen the concept that on this line the angle is pi. We have that circle also to remember the formulae. So here on this line theta is 0, on this line theta is pi by 2, then pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, then next angle is 0, pi by 2, 2 pi by 2, that is pi, 3 pi by 2, 4 pi by 2, that is 2 pi, 5 pi by 2, 6 pi by 2, that is 3 pi, 7 pi by 2, 8 pi by 2 means 4 pi. So 0 to 4, next angle will be 6 pi, 8 pi, even multiple of pi, and here odd multiple of pi, 5 pi, 7 pi, etc. These angles we have to remember. So here the first angle we have to take here. So here the angle is theta, the angle is pi. Okay, so what is the value in second quadrant? So in this second quadrant is before this line, that is pi line. So hence the formula is pi minus alpha, because this quadrant is before this line pi. Hence this theta formula is in the second quadrant is pi minus alpha. Then in next quadrant, this quadrant is further of this pi line. Hence the theta formula is pi plus alpha, because this the values in this third quadrant is exceed this line, that is this pi line. So the second quadrant is before this pi line, hence theta value is pi minus alpha. This third quadrant is after this pi line, hence the theta value is pi plus alpha. In third quadrant, this line is your 0 of course, but we have to consider this second next angle, that is 2 pi. So this in this fourth quadrant, the theta value is 2 pi minus alpha, because this is your line 2 pi line, or 2 pi angle here, there is a angle 2 pi. So this in this quadrant the theta value will be 2 pi minus alpha. So in this way we can remember exactly the theta formula. So here theta value is alpha, theta value is pi minus alpha, theta value is pi plus alpha, theta value is 2 pi minus alpha. So these are some formulae to find the r theta values quadrant wise. So you can see some examples. So z equal to 1 plus I root 3. So here find the r and theta values. So r equal to square root of x square plus y square. So to find the r value and theta values, we want x and y values. both, then only we can find the r and theta values. So for that, the given complex number we have to compare with x plus iy. So by comparing, we get x is equal to 1 and y equal to root 3. So I coefficient is y, here I coefficient is plus root 3, hence y value is root 3, x value is 1. So we get x value as 1, y equal to root 3 by comparing the given complex number with x plus iy. So put these two values, xy values, in this formula. So x square plus y square is 1 square plus root 3 square. Simplifying, we get 2. R value is 2. And theta equal to tan inverse y by x. So y upon x is root 3 upon 1, that is tan root 3. So tan root 3 has the value. So here, if you type tan inverse y by x, that is tan inverse root 3. So on calci, the setting is in the form of r, that is radian setting is there. You can see this r. If you want to change this radian setting, then shift press after pressing the shift button, press this button, mode button, and in this, on the 3 number there is a degree setting, and 4 number, on 4 number there is a radian setting. So if you press this 3 number, so we get the degree setting. So if we, in degree setting, if we find this value tan inverse root 3, so tan inverse root 3, so 60 angle is there, that is 60 means pi by 3. So you can write 60, or 60 means this angle is in the form of degree mode, and pi by 3, 60 means pi by 3, because pi has the value 180 degree. So 180 upon 3, that is 60. So you get the same number, that is 60. So this form is degree form, and this is your radian form. So you can write in the radian form also. So by using these two formulae, we get r value is 2 and theta has the value pi by 3. So why we use this formula? Because this complex number is in the first quadrant. Why this complex number is in the first quadrant? Because the x value is 1, y value is root 3, and both the values are positive values. And if both the values, xy values, are positive values, this xy point must be in the first quadrant. Hence we use this first formula in the first quadrant. Next is z equal to minus 1 plus root 3i. So here x value is, by comparing this complex number with x plus iy. So x value is minus 1, y value is root 3, that is negative value and positive value. So minus plus means second quadrant. So in second quadrant, theta has the different value, pi minus alpha. So r formula is same, theta has the different formula. So r equal to square root of x square plus y square. So putting the x value minus 1 here, and y value is root 3 square, that is 3 plus 1. Minus 1 square is 1, plus root 3 square is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, root 4 is 2. So r value is 2, but theta has this different formula for second quadrant, pi minus alpha. So pi minus alpha is tan inverse y by x. Alpha means tan inverse y by x formula. So tan inverse y upon x. So tan inverse root 3 upon minus 1. So tan inverse minus root 3. So here again we get pi minus. So here tan inverse y by x means tan inverse root 3 upon minus 1, that is tan inverse minus root 3. So on calci, tan inverse minus root 3 is minus 60, means pi by 3. So this minus and this minus get plus, so plus pi by 3. By cross multiplication we get 3 pi plus pi, that is 4 pi by 3. Next is minus 1 minus root 3i. Next complex number is this. So Here by comparing this complex number with x plus iy, so x value is minus 1, y value is I coefficient is your y value, so I coefficient is minus root 3. Comparing this with x plus iy, so x value is minus 1, y value is minus root 3. I coefficient is y, so I coefficient is, we have to take the minus sign also, minus root 3. So the point is minus 1 minus root 3, that is negative value. So this negative point is in the third quadrant. So in third quadrant, pi plus alpha, r formula is same but theta formula is pi plus alpha. So r is square root of x square plus y square. So by comparing we get x is minus 1, y is minus root 3. Putting in this formula we get r as 2. Then theta equal to pi plus alpha. Pi plus alpha is tan inverse y by x. So tan inverse minus root 3 upon, alpha value is tan inverse y by x. So y value is minus root 3, x value is minus 1. So minus root 3 upon minus 1 is root 3. So tan inverse root 3 is, in the previous example, tan inverse root 3 we got pi by 3. So put directly, or you can find by using calculation. So pi by 3. So pi plus alpha means tan inverse y by x, and tan inverse y by x means tan inverse root 3 is pi by 3. So pi plus pi by 3 is 4 pi by 3. Next is z equal to 1 minus root 3 is, that is by comparing with x plus iy. So x value is 1, y value is minus root 3, that is first value is positive, second value is negative, that is plus minus. So this is your plus minus means this is your fourth quadrant, in which plus means positive x values and negative means negative y values. So here x value is 1, y value is minus root 3. So our formula, put the x, y values in this formula, root x square plus y square, we have r value as same as per the previous example, r equal to 2. So theta is in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, theta is 2 pi. This line is your 2 pi. So 2 pi minus alpha. So 2 pi minus alpha. Alpha is tan inverse y by x. So tan inverse minus root 3 upon 1. That is tan inverse minus root 3. So tan inverse minus root 3 is minus pi by 3. So put here tan inverse minus root 3 is minus pi by 3. So this will be plus pi by 3. So 6 pi plus pi 7 pi by 3. So these are, you can remember the forms of complex number: Cartesian form, polar form, exponential form. So here these are the formulae, basic formulae or theoretical formulae. You can by using calci 82 ES, or this is the 991 ES. You can use 82 ES calci also. So in both the calci we can find r and theta values without using this formulae, quadrant wise formulae. We can find the r theta values directly. So for that, you have to type like this. So what are the steps to find the r and theta values on the calci? So this is the degree setting. So for that, you can see there is a pole button, that is your plus button. So press the pole. So for that, after use this shift button. Press this shift, then plus sign. We get pole. Pole means polar form. So here in bracket we have to type xy values with comma. So x value is here 1. Press 1. Then comma is here. The common bracket, the right side common bracket notation. So for that we have to press the shift button. So shift this button. We get comma notation. So comma y value root 3. So we have to type like this, that is shift pole, type xy values, x value is 1 comma y value is root root 3, bracket complete, and press equal button. We get r theta values directly. There it is, r is 2 and theta is 60. 60 means in radian form pi by 3. So if we set the calc in radian form, so we have the theta value is in the point notation or decimal point. So we don't have this decimal point, that is this angle in the form of decimal point. So we have this type of angles or these types of answers. So for that you set the calc in degree notation. Pole 1 comma root 3. So r equal to 2, theta equal to 60, and 60 is in the form of radian. We can convert any degree angle in the form of radian angle, that is 60 means pi by 3. So you can orally you can write the degree angle in the form of radian angle. So do the calc in the degree setting. So similarly you can find these three examples. These three examples solve on this calc directly. We can find the r and theta values. Next there are some properties. So if z is equal to x plus iy, then its complex conjugate. So there is another concept, that is complex conjugate. So what is the definition? So if z is equal to x plus iy is the complex number, then its complex conjugate is denoted by z bar, and it is expressed as x minus iy. If this is your complex number x plus iy, then its complex conjugate is z bar equal to x minus iy. That is, we have to take the minus sign to imaginary number, that is plus iy changed to minus iy. So this is your complex conjugate of this complex number. So for example, 2 plus root 3i. So its complex conjugate is 2 minus root 3i. If 2 minus root 3i, 1 minus 3i is your complex number, then its complex conjugate is 1 plus 3i. That is, we have to take the opposite sign. Not we have to convert the plus to minus sign. If there is a minus sign also, we have to take the opposite sign to get the complex conjugate. So plus changes to minus sign and minus changes to plus sign. So 2 plus root 3i complex conjugate is 2 minus root 3i, and 1 minus 3i complex conjugate is 1 plus 3i. Then minus 1 plus 2i. So its complex conjugate is, write this minus 1, we don't touch the real part sign, that this minus 1. Write this real part as it is, minus 1. We have to take the opposite sign of this imaginary number or imaginary part. So minus 1 as it is, and plus 2i changes to minus 2i. So minus 1 plus 2i, its complex conjugate is this. Again, if this is your complex number, so its complex conjugate is minus 2i. You have to change to plus 2i. So this is your complex conjugate. So this is your complex conjugate definition. Then next property is z1 plus minus z2 bar. So if you have the addition z1 plus z2 or z1 minus z2, its bar means conjugate, complex conjugate. Then how to solve this type of example? Take the bar separately or take the complex conjugate separately. So z1 bar plus z2 bar or z1 bar minus z2 bar. So if there is a bar for the addition or subtraction of two complex numbers, then take the bar separately, that is complex conjugate operation separately. So mod z, the notation is mod z. Next property is, if there is a division of two complex numbers z1 upon z2 with complex conjugate notation, that is bar, then how to simplify this? So take bar separately, z1 bar upon z2 bar. Then if there is a product of two complex numbers with bar, then take bar separately, again in the product form. So z1 bar into z2 bar. So this is the product, this is the division, and this is the addition subtraction. So how to take the bar of complex conjugate of addition or subtraction of two complex numbers? Take the bar separately. Division of two complex numbers with bar, take bar separately. Product of two complex numbers with bar, take bar separately. Next is, what is the value of z bar? So suppose z has the value x plus iy. So z bar means its complex conjugate. So z bar has the value x minus iy. So z value is this, z bar value is this. So what is the value of z into z bar? That is product of these two complex numbers. So take the multiplication of these two complex numbers. We have use the a plus b, a minus b formula. So a square minus b square. A plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. So a square means x square minus b square means I square into y square. A square minus b square. So x square minus two terms its square means take the separate square, I square into y square. So here again you can simplify this step by putting the I square values. As we know, I value is root minus 1. So take squaring on both sides, we get I square equal to root minus 1 square. This square and this square root get cancelled, we get I square equal to minus 1. So put this I square equal to minus 1, this minus 1, this minus 1 get plus, so we get x square plus y square. So z bar has the fixed value x square plus y square. Then mod of z1 into z2, that is modulus value of z1 into z2. As there are the properties for bar notation, that is complex conjugate, again there are the properties for modulus values also. So mod of product of two complex number is separate mod of these two complex numbers. So mod z1 z2 we can simplify as mod z1 into mod z2. And division of two complex numbers with mod, we can take mod separately. Mod of z1 upon z2 we can simplify as mod z1 upon mod z2. So these are the some properties of complex numbers. You might be studied in 12th standard. So let us see some examples. Find the modulus and argument of z. Modulus means R is called modulus of z. R has the value this. Theta is called argument or amplitude of z. Theta has the value tan inverse y by x. These are the standard formulae. So these formulae now we have to use here. So here find the modulus and argument of z. So here modulus of z means modulus of z, this is your wording notation. Modulus of z means mod z, that is the value of r. R is also called modulus of z. And argument or amplitude of z means theta value. So we know our formula as square root of x square plus y square, that is your modulus of z. And theta means tan inverse y by theta means the amplitude of z or argument of z. So in wording we have to find, actually this is the example of finding the r theta values of this given complex number, and same examples we have seen in this on this page. So here in solving the further examples, if there is only one step of finding the r theta values, then you can use the calc. But it is the main example of finding the modulus and argument of this given complex number. And suppose this is the example of example for 4 marks, then we can't use the calci. For that we have to compulsory use this formula, because on calci we can find the r theta values in one step only. So it is not the valid solution by using the calci. So if it is depend on marks, so in further examples you can use the calci for finding the r theta values, because that finding of r theta values, that will be your only one step in further examples, then you can use the calci. But as that finding of r theta values for 4 marks or more than 4 marks, we can't use the calci, we have to use this theoretical formula, quadrant wise theoretical formula. This formula we have to use. So use this formula. So this is the complex number, x value is positive value, y value is positive value, that is your first quadrant. So in first quadrant, r value is root x square plus y square, theta value is this is the, so here we have to change the example, because this first quadrant example we already seen in the previous examples. So let us see. Find the modulus and argument of z of minus half plus root 3 by 2. So x value is negative, y value is positive, that is your minus plus, that is your second quadrant. So the formula for modulus of z means r value is root x square plus y square, and argument of z means theta value is pi minus alpha. So put the values and find the answer. So the x value is minus half, y value is root 3 by 2. By comparing the given example, given complex number with x plus iy, we get x equal to minus half, y equal to root 3 by 2. Put the values, x, y values in this formula. We have r value, that is modulus of z, equal to minus half square plus root 3 by 2 square, 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4, that is 4 by 4, 3 plus 1, 4 by 4, that is square root of 1 is 1. And argument of z means theta value pi minus alpha, alpha value is tan inverse y by x, put the value y upon x, root 3 by 2 upon minus half, that is tan inverse 2 get cancelled. So tan inverse root 3 upon minus 1 means tan inverse minus root 3, and you can use the calci, we get tan inverse minus root 3 is minus 60, that is minus pi by 3. So this minus and this minus get plus, so plus pi by 3, take the cross multiplication, we get 4 pi by 3. So if that example for finding the modulus value, that is r value, and argument, that is theta value, for 4 to 5 marks, then we have to compulsory use the previous quadrant wise formula. In further example for one step, if there is a one step contained in the example for finding the r theta values, then you can use the calci. But for 4 to 5 marks, to find the r theta values, we have to use the formula. Don't use the calci, because on calci we get the answer in one line, and these are the not valid step to get the 4 marks. Find the real part. Next example is find the real part and imaginary part of 2 plus 3i upon 3 minus 4i. So here a real part and imaginary part means, if we have x plus iy as the complex number, so this without I term is your real part of given complex number, or you can say z, and this I coefficient y is called imaginary part. So here z is given as this. So we have to find real part and imaginary part of this complex number. So how to find the real part and imaginary part? If the complex number, this is your term, and we have to find the real and imaginary part of this term, this is not in the form of x plus iy. If we have this form x plus iy, then only we can say that this without I term is your real part and I coefficient is your imaginary part. For example, if the complex number is in the form 2 plus 3i, that is x plus iy form, this is your x plus iy form. So here 2 is your x value, y is your 3 value. Hence, real part is 2, imaginary part is 3. This we can get if and only if the given complex number is in the form of x plus iy. So this number is not in the form of x plus iy. So we can't find real and imaginary part directly by using this term. So first step is we have to convert this term or this complex number in the form of x plus iy, and then only we can write the or we can get the real part and imaginary part. So how to convert? So there is one typical step or general step to convert this type of numerator upon denominator complex number into x plus iy form. So there is a method, that is rationalization. So here we are using the rationalization concept to convert the numerator upon denominator complex number into the x plus iy form. So let z is equal to given complex number 2 plus 3i upon 3 minus 4i. So apply the rationalization step, that is the rationalization means the denominator, whatever the denominator, we have to take the term which we have to multiply and divide. So that term should be with opposite sign. That is, in denominator, if there is a term 3 minus 4i, so multiply and dividing by 3 plus 4i, 3 plus 4i. So this is your rationalization process. If there is a term 3 plus 4i, then how to rationalize or how to apply this method, rationalization method? So if there is a 3 plus 4i, so take the term with opposite sign, that is multiply and dividing by 3 minus 4i, 3 minus 4. So this is your concept, rationalization. So there is a 3 minus 4i, so multiply 3 plus 4i, divide 3 plus 4i. So then multiply numerators and denominators. So multiplication of these two brackets, simplify now. So 2 into 3 6 plus 2 into 4 8i plus 3 into 3 9i plus 3 into 4 12i square upon apply the multiplication of these two brackets. For that we are applying a plus b a minus b formula. A plus b into a minus b or a minus b into a plus b. So a plus b a minus b, product of a plus b a minus b is a square minus b square. So a square is 3 square 9 minus b square is 4i square, that is 16i square. So simplify this. 6 plus 9 plus 8 17i. I square value is minus 1, as I value is root minus 1. I square value is, squaring on both sides we get I square is minus 1. Put here I square is minus 1, so minus 12 upon 9 I square is minus 1, that is 9 plus 16. So 6 minus 12 minus 6 plus 17 I upon 9 plus 16 25. So separate out this 25 to both to this numerator. So minus 6 upon 25 plus 17 upon 25 I. So now this given complex number, by using rationalization process, we have converted into x plus iy form. So here by comparing we have, or we can get x value as minus 6 upon 25, y value is 17 upon 25, and x value means real part of given complex number, that is z. We are assuming z value or z notation for this given complex number. So this is your real part and this is your y value is 17 by 25, means x is called real part, y is called imaginary part. X value is this, y value is this. So real part of z is this, minus 6 upon 25. Imaginary part of z is 17 upon 25. So here to find the real part and imaginary part of this numerator upon denominator complex number, what are the steps? So convert this given complex number into x plus iy form by using rationalization, so that we can compare the converted complex number with x plus iy. We get x value and y value, and xy itself, these values are called x value is real part and y value is imaginary part, and we have to find these real part and imaginary part in this example. So here real part of this given complex number is minus 6 upon 25, imaginary part is 17 upon 25. So generally remember that to convert the numerator upon denominator complex number into x plus iy form, we have to use the rationalization process. We will see the next examples in the next lecture. Thank you.